All right, Lisa's talking Comic-Con this morning.
I am with Michael Simpson. Are you there?
I am here.
Uh, there. Oh, that's better. Do you hear feedback? Sorry, not you. Oh no, we're hearing feedback in the headphones. It's kind of weird. All right, well, we're just gonna keep talking. Hey, are you not teaching right now? You have a break?
I'm actually home ill.
Oh my gosh, everybody's sick. Because Monty was supposed to be here, but he's at the doctor, right?
He was throwing up like major big time. So
no,
yeah,
it's
so
going
he's
around.
probably not even thinking about this today.
Poor guy.
Unfortunately, he has
Well,
other
if
problems.
he's listening, we hope he feels better. We hope you feel better. I know I just am getting over whatever the lovely virus was with the sinus and the chest. It's awful.
Oh yeah.
So, Comic-Con,
Yes.
you're a man of many hats and things because I didn't know you were involved with this. This is fun.
Well, first of all, I want to say I am not even the,
the official spokesperson?
I am not the head of this. Monty Elliott, the council member from Garibaldi and, volunteer firefighter, he is he's one of the biggest nerds I know, okay? So I'm not kidding you. And Corville Millions, he's the guy who is hosting the con. So Monty's the event coordinator, and then Corville Millions and Luna Millions, they're the people who run Versus Comics in Rockaway Beach, and they're the ones hosting it. I am kind of just, I've befriended these people, and I know a lot of people, I guess, so I wanted to be able to help in some way to kind of get this to come off, and it is going great guns. I mean, it is crazy. We've got all kinds of vendors calling us, and we've got great panelists, and Dr. Love, the KISS tribute band, is going to be playing at the end of Saturday night. So
I wonder how they pulled that.
I wonder.
Strings.
So, yeah, and we basically what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get people to understand that a Comic-Con is not just about comic books anymore. They're huge. They're like these huge events. So people dress up in costumes. There are people that are into movies, that are into basically nerd culture. So we have a Star Wars group from Portland coming out. So there's going to be, just tons and tons of stuff for people to do. And I can't believe I'm talking to you today of all days. But I really shouldn't be the one talking about this because Monty and Corville, those are the real guys that are like pushing this,
Oh,
But
that's okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be gaming there. There's going to be Magic the Gathering, which is kind of a tabletop card game. There are going to be all kinds of things going on at the Comic-Con, and I guess my role is to make sure there's sound reinforcement and that panelists are running on time, to where things don't go over on time.
Sure.
I think one of the things I'm most excited about is, we've inked a couple of people that have been in some Walking Dead episodes, which is really nice. And then we have Timothy Zahn, who is, if you're any kind of Star Wars nerd, you know who Timothy Zahn is because he's actually written books in the Star Wars canon. So he's actually written Star Wars novels that have basically sustained Star Wars fans through a lot of bare years when, they weren't making any movies.
Sure.
So, and he's still doing it. In fact, he's coming out with a new book quite soon. And we were hoping that he would read some stuff. I don't know if we've convinced him to do that or not, but yeah, he's a big draw. And he actually lives in Oregon, which is really crazy. And this guy is famous in the Star Wars, in the Star Wars universe, so to speak. But yeah, so it's going to be 2 days, and the schedule of events was supposed to be out, but I think because of Monty being ill, that it's going to be a couple of days.
Yeah. It does say on Facebook soon. It just says coming soon. Yeah.
We've got all kinds of, there are a lot of people that do kind of conceptual art, comic art.
Sure.
So there are a lot of artists there. There are going to be authors there. Corvo Millions, the guy who's running Versus Comics, the comic book store, is actually an author and a comic book writer, artist, and he's going to be premiering some of his comics there, and it's just going to be a really, really fun time, and it's family friendly. I want to put that to that. So, like, some of these Comic Cons get really wild in Emerald City and the Rose City one and the Cherry City one down in Salem, and we've told all of our visitors and all of our vendors and all the panelists that, we want to make it a family-friendly event.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking about, being out here in Tillamook County, and that's what it's about, So,
right.
It's going to be fun and it's going to be exciting, but it's going to be, it's definitely going to be for all ages. So
cool.
I just want to put that out there because it's a kind of a big deal,
mm-hmm. And we should say it's March 18th and 19th at the fairgrounds.
It is, and it starts at 10 a.m. And then let me see. I believe it's 6 p.m. It goes to 6 p.m. on Saturday or on. Oh my gosh!
Hold on,
Sunday.
I'm trying to look it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now because. Because
quick, look at the website.
I'm trying to help out Monty here, but it's definitely if you type into Facebook Northwest Comic Con, you will find all the information. You will find all the posts about all of the artists that are going to be there, all of our panelists and visitors, and I think it's going to be a really good time. We've gotten so many people interested in coming that not necessarily tickets, which we've sold hundreds of tickets, but already, and it's still a month and a half out or whatever it is. So we're still, just a little less than 2 months out, and we've sold hundreds of tickets already. So it's going to go off.
Yeah,
but
it should be fun.
But we've got so many vendors that we may have to turn vendors away because we don't have enough room. In fact, we've been contemplating begging the Fair Board to maybe even getting us the main exhibit hall just because we're trying to fit everybody in that wants to come in. But that's probably going to be a hard time. But you never know. But anyway, so it's going to be something fantastic. We suggest to people that if they want to come dressed up, people love taking pictures of people in costumes, and they call it cosplay, right? Costume play, right? So, and there's going to be a contest for the cosplay as well. So you can actually win some prizes. If you coming to costume, you can just get on stage and, if you love dressing up anyway, why not just get up on stage and try to, win something too. So, and our judges will be people who are, of that, of that world.
Right.
So
they can actually be like, because, I'm not into cosplay, but I see people and I'm like, yeah, you look like whoever you're supposed to be like, but those people that are really into it, like, well, that detail's not correct, and you don't have this, and yeah, they appreciate the minutia.
Yeah, exactly, and I have a grad from Neocani who has a complete Halo outfit from the video game. He actually made it from scratch.
That's impressive.
And I told him, I said, you gotta come, and he's like, oh, I'm coming. So, and we've gotten so much interest from this. From this Comic-Con, it's getting really, really crazy. And the reason that I'm talking to you, the reason that we wanted to talk to you is because we want locals to come out too. Sure. A lot of people are going to be coming out from Portland. A lot of people are going to be coming from Salem.
Right.
People are going to be coming from Seattle. Some of the panelists and vendors are coming from hundreds of miles away. But we want people. We want to introduce that culture to Tillamook because it's not really prevalent, So we wanted to,
and it's something fun,
and it is so fun. It's so cool. Even if you just walk in and you just look around, it's just a really good time, And I think this is not going to be a one and done. We are already talking about next year and how.
Well, if you're already considering asking if you can maybe use another building because it's so popular. I mean, next year could just be
well,
even bigger.
we're gonna try. I don't know. I asked
Right.
Monty. I said, do what you can, because I mean, Monty Elliott. I have to really, that guy is fantastic. I mean, he has done so much legwork, and Corvo has been very much. How can I say this? Kind of like we've been Monty's cheerleaders, and Corvo understands the comic book world, and he understands, the publishing. I mean, these guys are nerds, man. These guys are nerds. But Corvo and I call Monty the super nerd. Like Monty gets on us for not knowing a name or somebody
That's
who wrote
funny.
some obscure series back in 1989 or whatever. And so he's definitely put a lot of work into it, and Versus Comics is going to be there, and they're going to have a really good time with it. And I mean, we're talking about homegrown comics. We're talking about people who are writing comics in Tillamook County that are going to be there. And it would be really nice to see some local faces out there.
Yep.
A couple of Nia County boys actually won VIP tickets to the event, and we have some special things involved for them that they don't even know about yet.
Cool.
So so they get to come in early, so they get to look at all the comic books and all that stuff, and kind of get to the vendors before anybody else gets to them, because there will be little deals with vendors, I'm sure, kind of things to get people to, buy comic books and stuff like that. But it's like I said, it's a lot more than that, and the Dr. Love show is going to be at the end, and it's just going to be. I mean, not only are people that are coming to the Comic-Con are excited about it, but the vendors are actually excited about it, and some of the panelists and stuff, too. So that'll be a good time. Even if you just want to come see the band, it's worth the dough.
Well, and Michael
that's a huge show. That's a huge production. So,
and Michael has an in, so he's speaking from experience. It'll be an amazing show. Hey, I got to take a quick break. We're going to talk about Clark's Plumbing. Do you know one of those do-it-yourself kind of guys? They're always telling you to do it yourself. Well, sometimes that isn't the best solution. You're in luck, whether it's a leaky faucet, a complete bathroom remodel, or maybe replacing that septic system. Do yourself a favor, call Clark's Plumbing. They're professionals, they'll get the job done. Anything, new installations, upgrades, that stopped-up drain, you name it, they can do it. So the next time you hear do it yourself, do yourself a favor and call 842-5105. That's 842-5105 for the professionals at Clark's Plumbing. So we're talking to Michael Simpson, who's very excited about Comic-Con, I can tell. So it's really, I do think it's a really cool thing. When I lived in San Diego, that was like, you didn't even, during the weekend of Comic-Con, do not go downtown San Diego.
No,
unless you're going
huge.
to Comic-Con. But I mean, it was just mobbed.
That's the big one. That's the big one. So, and I've actually been to that one, too.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I actually went to this antique store one time, and I saw Fantastic Four. It was like a number 48. It was like the first appearance of the Silver Surfer or something like. And I didn't know it at the time, but I went to Comic-Con. I went to the San Diego Comic-Con, went there, saw that it was a $400 comic that I could have bought for $1. So I went back to the store. And not only was that comic gone, but all of them were gone.
Yeah.
Like, there was not a comic left in that little antique store, and I just was banging my head. So, you can also, because vendors also buy comic books as well. So if you want to bring comics to the Comic-Con, I'm sure that there's some bartering that could be done as well.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, I don't want people to think that, when we say Comic-Con, that's not really like what it's about anymore. It's just this big, giant celebration of basically, nerdy culture, movies, comic books, even
TV shows,
and art and books and all kinds of stuff. And the panelists are just, they are going to be so gracious there. They are just really, really sweet people. They're not these people where, they don't want to talk to fans, or they don't want to talk to, they will answer questions upon questions, and they will be fantastic for our locals. So I just want to get some local people out there. I don't want it to be an event to where, to where it's like this invasion of people. I want it to be kind of
from the valley,
all inclusive. Right.
Yeah.
I want it to be inclusive. We all want it to be inclusive. Monty, Corvo, Luna, and I, and we definitely want people there that are from around here, and to kind of get a taste of what it's like to be around all that stuff, because it is fun. And I've never really met an unkind person that is involved with this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, we're all kind of cool, level-headed people,
Yeah.
So.
I thought one of the interesting guests that because I'm not real into this kind of stuff, but one of the guests that piqued my interest was Keith Tucker, who is an illustrator that did things like Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Pinky and the Brain, Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, like all of those 90s cartoons that I grew up on. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
and I mean, and those are the kinds of people, I'm not going to say that we have what we would call like like household names. But the things that they worked on are household names.
Yep.
When you say Animaniacs or DuckTales, I mean, people definitely, adults know what that means.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I mean, you say that, and a lot of people know a lot of the work, but you're going to get to meet people like that who have worked on things, but are kind of working behind the scenes, and you'll get a glimpse into how that process works, and you'll get to ask questions about how those things, and how to, even if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you're interested in getting into that kind of business, they have no problem talking about that kind of stuff. They love it because they're doing what they love. So you're going to talk to somebody about these kinds of things, like doing illustrations, animation, or writing books, authoring books, drawing pictures, just straight up art. I mean, you'll get to kind of an insider's view of all of that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I should plug the website, because I know we talked about it is on Facebook, and it's Northwest spelled out, I believe.
Right? Northwest Comic Con.
And then it's exactly the same website, northwestcomiccon.com, which has it has a list of the guests. It talks about it. You can get your tickets there. It's through PayPal. $20 for a Sunday pass or a Saturday pass for adults. $20 each, or you can get a 2-day pass for $25. So that seems like a really good deal.
Yeah.
And then youth passes are $10 a day, or $15 for a 2-day pass. So you can get those on their website. Nothing with merchandising in there yet, but I'm sure it will be.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
So
once money's feeling a little bit better.
We're learning. We're learning with this one, but basically, we're just wanting people to come out and have a good time. We just want people to come out and have a nice experience. We're even talking about a parent room for those people that
want to bring the kids, but maybe don't want to hang out.
Yeah. Basically, so they can just have kind of like a quiet room.
Right.
Send them to their room, so to speak, to where the kids can just kind of hang out. And we are going to have, security there for anything that, may arise, so that people can feel safe, being there. And, some of the costumes that some people wear, especially females, have been kind of coming under question, about like how they're treated at some of the bigger Comic-Cons, and that's been a concern of ours. And so we've taken that really, really seriously, and we are taking those precautions to make sure that everybody feels safe, everybody feels welcome, and everybody can express themselves the way in which they want to. And it should be a good time. Hey, can I mention one more thing?
Yeah, hold on. I got to take another quick break,
Sure.
and then, we can do that. Let's see. Tillamook is farm country, and nobody serves this farming community better than the Co-op. The Co-op is actually 3 stores in one. Are you looking for work clothes, hickory shirts, work boots, rain gear, gloves, and rubber boots? The Co-op has it. You'll find fencing, stock tanks, and everything from PVC to culvert pipe in stock. Tillamook Farmers Co-op treats you right. When you stop for fuel, your windows are always washed because they care about their customers. Plus, the co-op has Purina feeds to help your livestock thrive. Offering quality products since 1936, Tillamook Farmers Co-op is there for you. And they are, I think, only one of 2 gas stations in Tillamook City that you can pump your own gas after 6 o'clock. Or if they're closed, you can still pump your gas. Anyway, okay, what did you want to mention?
Well, I just wanted to mention that if you are familiar with Groupon, the website where it gives you kind of online coupons or gives you deals,
yep.
we actually have a deal on there for the tickets. So you can get a 2-day weekend Comic-Con pass. Only the 2-day passes are available on the Groupon. Uh-huh. So it's for 2 days. And you can get a pass for $16
wow.
for both days, or take another $2 off if you get 2 passes, and you can get them for $30.
Cool.
So yeah, so if you're familiar with Groupon and you've used it, I've used it a few times. I've had a really good experience with it. So you can go on there and you can type in Northwest Comic Con, and you can get a better deal on the tickets if you're kind of unsure about like what you want to do, or you just want to save the money and you're online savvy. You can do that too. So
yeah, and I assume tickets will be sold at the door that weekend.
Absolutely.
Right?
In fact, well, see, this is the thing. So most Comic Cons people buy at the door, and I would suggest not doing that. If you can get your tickets before, because most people at Comic Cons, this has been the history of this, is that they buy their tickets at the door, and you got to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait.
In a line, yeah.
So I would suggest buying your tickets as soon as possible. And the Groupon thing, you're not going to get that deal at the door. So I would definitely suggest buying your tickets as early as possible. So. But, yeah, I really want to thank you, Lisa. You're so great. I love you, by the way.
Oh,
and you're so fantastic. But I really want to thank the radio station for, allowing us to talk about this and to get a chance to talk to people about coming to the Northwest Comic Con and giving them a glimpse of what it's really like. And we just want people to have fun. We want another event for people to come out to and to enjoy, and it kind of access different group of people, but it's becoming a big thing all over the nation.
Yep.
So this is no longer Nerdville. This is just like Entertainmentville, so to speak. So.
I think you're going to have a huge turnout, and I think a huge turnout of locals. While we've been talking, I've been on your Facebook page, and I see lots of names that I recognize, local people that are excited about it. And the schedule of events is going to be coming out soon, so keep posted for that. You can look on their Facebook page. Again, it's Northwest Comic Con, and there are 2 C's in there. It's Comic Con, which is short for convention, I think, right?
Right.
So yeah, that schedule that'll be fun when the events come out. I think that's when people are going to get real stoked about it and excited for what's coming up.
Yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity, because we want people to just have a good time, come out, be entertained, feel good. We're going to have food vendors out there, so you can stay out there all day. You don't have to leave if you don't want to go eat food. So we're going to have everything there for you, and hopefully we'll see somebody out there.
And one of the other things, real quick, before, because we're running out of time here.
Sure.
Tell me again, what does MTG stand for? You said it right in the beginning.
Magic the Gathering.
Okay, thank you.
So if you're, and I know kids play it out here.
Uh-huh.
So there's going to be a group running the Magic the Gathering tournaments at the convention. So if you're into that and you think you got what it takes, you should come in and play.
Skills. And it says there will be prizes, so that'll be fun.
So I am not exactly sure about what the prizes are for all of these contests, like the cosplay and the Magic the Gathering and stuff. But that will probably be up to the people who are running those booths. So, but
very cool.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Yeah, totally. Again, it is March 18th and 19th at the fairgrounds. You can find ticket information and all other kinds of information on their website at northwestcomiccon.com. That's Northwest spelled out. Hey, Versus Comics is up in Rockaway, right?
It is.
Are they selling tickets at their store, or is it just online?
You know what? We could probably work it. So they're in the Sequest Mall, which is next to Joe's in Rockaway. So if you know where Joe's is by the wayside, they're on the west side of the tracks.
I'm sure if they don't have tickets, they could probably help you get them online.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So pop in there if you maybe don't have a computer, you're driving by.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it sounds like a really fun time. I can't wait. I don't know that I'll be able to go, but I can't wait to see pictures from it because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see.
I think you would make a good Poison Ivy if you dressed up like Poison Ivy from the Batman comics. I
working
think
on my costume.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll start working on that. Sure. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll have someone from Roby's on. Don't forget, senior meals noon every weekday at the Kiowanda Community Center in Pacific City, as well as the Tillamook Senior Center at 4th and Stillwell. Cost is $3 for seniors and $6.75 for everyone else. Today at 5:30 is the TRA annual meeting at Muddy Waters. That's the Tillamook Revitalization Association. They help put on a bunch of events downtown, so if you're interested in helping them out, go visit them at 5:30. Friday, the Blue Heron is holding their first Friday Foxy Date Night event from 4:30 to 8 p.m. There's a painting class by Vine Go. There's R. Stewart Wines will be there with 3 for free. And local favorite Fish Peddler will be there with food, as long as Joe Raybeck with music. As a note, Friday's Cheesemakers basketball game has been moved to Saturday at 3. You can listen live here. Sunday, you can watch the big game on 6 screens at Manzanita Lighthouse Pub and Grub. There'll be food and drink specials from 3 to 6. And then this weekend, there are a variety of what are they calling it? They're calling it Your Amazing Brain Weekend. Friday from 1 to 3 at the library, Tillamook County Library here in Tillamook, is Age-Proofing Your Brain and Memory, How to Stay Younger While Growing Older. From 7 to 9 on Friday at the Tillamook Adventist School is Meet Your Amazing Brain. And then on Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., there's a lecture series at the Adventist School, Your Amazing Brain and Gender Differences. That should be fun. Sounds like a really interesting weekend. Michael, thanks again for calling in. Appreciate the last minute.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I was like, I got to take a break. But thanks.
Yeah. And thank you, Tillamook, for listening.
All right, Lisa. Bye.